So I got up about 4 a.m., got all ready, go on my trip. I think I left the house about 4:45, and here I am on the trail. When I got to the area where I parked, I noticed there were these big tracks on the ground, and it left me a little concerned because I think they were mountain lion tracks, but they were going the opposite direction of where I was going, so I figured I think I'm going to be okay.
Here it is, my adventure for the day. Here's the start of my journey. It's pretty rugged and beautiful out here. We're gonna be going straight back this way. I don't know how far we'll make it today, but we'll find out. So we're descending into that valley on this trail here. It's not very well maintained, but it's okay. And once we get down there, we go up this valley here, cross over that hill. Here we are, down in the bottom of the valley. Creek looks to be dry right now, which is kind of a bummer, but at least I don't have to worry about getting wet. It's really pretty down here. So here we got a sign. You gotta watch your step around here. So now we're coming out of that valley, up and over the hill. You can see there's all these big trees everywhere. It's usually really green back here, but we haven't had much rainfall, so unfortunately no water. Sure is a pretty place. I always thought this spot was kind of creepy. It's like one of those places that's dark even during the middle of the day. It's maybe 7:30 right now, so you can't quite see it, but there's just so much tree cover. We're almost to the top of the hill now. And then it meets up with an old mining road. And if you go far enough back, it's actually private property back there. It's turning out to be a beautiful day out here. You can see that hill back there, that's where we came from, so we're making some distance here. We're about to come up to the old mining road. Maybe once I get there I'll take off my jacket. It's about 35 degrees when I started this morning. Now that the sun's up, it's warming up a little bit. So this is the mining road. It's really pretty. We'll come to small openings here and there where there's big oak trees and grass. There's a spring and some creeks we'll cross there. The spring probably has water, but I'm guessing the creek is dry right now. So we're starting to get into the oak trees here now. So this is an interesting spot. You can see up there, that's the trail in. And this is where I ran into my first deer. He was here behind me in these bushes. And he ran off to, I don't even know where. But back here under this dead tree, it looks like they'd been bedding down back here, but it doesn't look like they've been around here much lately. But there's that spring there, but it's dry. So I don't know if maybe that's keeping them away. I'm not quite sure. But let's continue on. You can see pine trees up on the hillside up there. I don't know if it shows up too well on the video, but we're getting pretty high up there. You can see some other people have been back here. There's some shoe prints and stuff, some animal tracks of some sort. Doesn't look like deer. Definitely some rabbits. Maybe that could be a big cat. I'm not sure. It's interesting in these sandy spots to look around and see what may have been through here. Got a cool little creek bed here. Getting up closer to the mountains up there. I don't know if you can see them. Pretty cool. This place has an amazing view. I'm slowly crawling this direction up into the mountains higher. Hopefully we'll get some more scenic spots up there. I see pine trees up ahead. That means we're getting a little up there in elevation. This trail's pretty cool because it kind of starts in a desert environment and you move through like oak trees and grassland and then up into the pines. It's a little chilly still. Some spots it's kind of warm, some spots it gets pretty cold. Makes it confusing whether to remove clothing, add back, but it's working out. Looks like we finally got some water. That's probably a good sign. Where's the trail go? I don't really remember. Well, it looks about right. Dangerous river crossing here. Reminds me of Oregon Trail. Not really. Ooh, got some sort of big bird up there. I don't know what it is. I thought this was interesting. It's a sign of my ancient ancestors. I'm in a pretty cool spot. I don't know how well everything shows up on camera, but there's a bunch of big tall pine trees everywhere. We're getting pretty high up there. I haven't made up my mind if I was gonna do Eagle Crag today, but it's 10 o'clock and I'm real close. I think I'm gonna have a look. Take in the scenery a little. It's definitely getting thick back here. A little creepy. But we're going. I'm making my way down the trail here. It gets super thick. I'm hoping I can make decent time. This spot's not too bad, but some spots are pretty thick. Hoping I can maybe at least get close to the crag. I don't want to try to get up it if I'm not prepared correctly. So we'll see what happens. Talk about a change. We got ferns everywhere. Pine trees. There's pine cones on the ground around me. It's definitely gotten colder. This trail's pretty rough. It's interesting how this tree broke. Unfortunately, I think I'm going to turn around here. It looks like I still have at least a couple miles to the crag, and the days are pretty short right now. I'd rather not be going back in the dark, and I'm by myself, and the trail is pretty hard to follow at this point, so I think the smart thing to do is turn around. Just to give you an idea of how I'm trying to get down this creek, crawling over logs. I don't know who the hell came out here and cut this up with a chainsaw, but they're tough. Here's something interesting I found. It looks like some game trails. Can't really tell what they are. Oh fuck, I think those were quail. Oh shit. Hold on. So I've been walking for a while now. I'm pretty pooped. Here's my little deer area. I thought this was interesting. In the past there's these game trails. And what kind of looks like could be deer beds. I don't know, I mean, that might be kind of a nice spot to sit if you were a deer. It looks like somebody at some point made sort of a blind or something. I don't know what all these logs are piled up here for, but there's a spring right here. So I don't know. Maybe they hid out here, the spring's here. That spring is dry right now, though. I don't know. Well, sure enough, that was a covey of quail back there, but they flew into some real thick stuff. There was no way I was gonna flush them out of there. So I'm just trying to book it back to the car now. It's about 12:30. I left about 7, so about 5.5 hours of hiking so far. I don't know if you can see, but there's High Point way in the distance. I'm feeling pretty beat. I definitely need to come up with a plan if I'm going to try this again. I think the big thing is quit carrying so much gear and then maybe wait for the days to get a little longer, unless I want to sleep out here, which is an option. Here I am descending into that first little valley that you enter when you start on this trail. As I said earlier, this is one of those places where it's 1 o'clock right now. It's just dark. Just because the trees are so thick. See, the sun's right over there. Kind of cool. Kind of creepy. Oh, I'm feeling pretty tired. I'm thinking turning around was the smart idea, especially because this last part of the trail, it's a 1/4 mile long, but you climb 500 feet, so not terrible, but not enjoyable. Here we are. What the hell, there's somebody else here. There's a Jeep. It is 1:40. I kicked my ass. Well, that was 7 hours of hiking. My butt is kicked, but I made it. And overall, I'd say it was a good day. I'm on my way home, and I just thought I'd show the wilderness I drive into. This is where I came from, this direction. It's pretty low. Oh, you heard a gunshot? That's cool. It's a lot of freedom right there. But drive back into these mountains. It's pretty cool.